Something that I have been talking about and I will continue to talk about and highlight, and many of us have currently, is as we are witnessing the war that is continuing to go on, the genocide that we are seeing, is that your tax dollars are paying for it. Literally, the money that you work for, that you have no choice in the matter of whether you pay them or don't unless you want to go to prison. That is literally funding the war right now. Our money is paying for innocent people to die, innocent children, innocent families, land is being taken away from people, homes destroyed, families destroyed, businesses destroyed from your money. Your money. And if that is not enough to enrage you, besides seeing innocent children and women and families and people and culture killed and murdered, we in America are paying for it. And if that is not enough to enrage you, what will enrage you? What is it going to take to enrage you, to make you raise your voice and unite and fight back against all of the oppression that is continuing to just come against all oppressed people and all people in general? Nobody is free. And I just think that that is something that we just need to recognize. Until all of us are free, none of us are free. And I am so proud of so many people that I see on the front lines right now, whether you're posting on social media, you're donating, you're calling Congress, you're reading, you're researching, you're learning, and I'm doing the same thing as well. I'm so proud and happy for that, because this is the movement change that we need. This is the awakening. This is the revolutionary action that we need to be taking. But if you are not doing anything, you need to ask yourself, what is it going to take to enrage you, to make you passionate enough to fight for people? Your time, your money, your freedom, your morals, your liberty, your peace. This is all being oppressed. And if you are not angry about that, if you are not fighting for that, especially now in a time where we need it most, we don't fight enough for ourselves and for one another. And it just shows right now to so many people that I just see just going on about their day, living just as business as usual. Like I've said in another video, you can't stop living. We can't stop being happy. Don't stop listening to music, going to work, living your life, having fun. No, but recognize what's going on in the world. It's like y'all are posting your night out at the club, not acknowledging a genocide. And as amazing as it is to see the amount of people coming together and fighting, myself included, it's also equally just as disheartening to see the just disconnection that we have just been so systematically just ingrained to be and to feel and to just live in, that we're so disconnected from one another that we don't care enough to fight for one another. This is the time to wake up and to fight and unite, because especially here in America, I really want to ask you and implore you to just think and reflect upon, like, what is it going to take to make you fight for it to happen to you? Do you recognize what that would look like? Imagine if what was happening over there in Palestine was happening to here in America. What would your reaction be? You would be screaming, yelling, fight for me, especially when Palestinian people are literally being cut off from electricity and water and food. They can't fight for themselves. We need to be their voice. As human beings, we need to be their voice. You need to be their voice. I need to be their voice. We all need to be their voice. You don't have to call yourself an activist, a teacher, a content creator, anything of the sorts. All you have to do is be a human being that cares enough about the beings on this planet and recognizes that everyone deserves to be valued and respected and treated the same way in equality and peace and liberation. We're not so quick to fight that for each other because we don't recognize that we are deserving of that, because we have been so systematically oppressed to believe that it's okay, that we have the bare minimum, that we have nothing, while this system that continues to benefit off of our lack of critical thinking skills, our lack of just being aware and awake, they continue to profit off of this. And we're seeing that right now. Your money is funding a war, is funding a genocide. And until we get up and fight, it's going to continue to happen. Even though we are moving towards and hoping and praying and fighting for a peaceful resolution in Palestine, what's going to happen after that? This is years of oppression on all sides of the spectrum, in every part of the country, in every part of America, in every part of the world. People are oppressed by the same system. So what's going to happen next? We just see devastation after devastation after devastation, and we take no part in it. If we do not fight for ourselves, who is going to fight for us? Because the powers that be, we see what they're doing to us, to each other. So who's going to fight for us if we are not? We have to fight together. We have to come together. So I implore you to fight, to come together, to post on your social media. Right now, if you're posting like everything is business as usual, it is not business as usual. You need to ask yourself why you do not feel the need to recognize this devastating moment in history that's literally happening. We are literally living through the equivalent of a Holocaust, of slavery, and you're just sitting there like, life. And here in America especially, they capitalize off of the fact that we are not going to do anything. Time and time again, they capitalize off the fact that we are comfortable. We are comfortable with our norms, with what we're accustomed to, myself included. I'm not excluding myself from that conversation. I'm very comfortable in my Western American, norms. But we have to disrupt that system in order to make serious change, in order to create a new normal that is on the basis of equality, liberation, respect, peace, and kindness and love. This is the destruction for the reconstruction of reality, of the system, of our government, of the systems that are in place to bind us and oppress us. This is what we are recreating right now. This is the awakening that's happening right here on the planet, and you are here for it. You are a part of it. So stand up and unite and become a part of this fight for humanity, for peace, for your spirit.